having me.
Well, you know, for those out there in the community who may not be familiar with the organization, give us a brief history.
Well, Pa'a Taotao Tano celebrates 10 years, and so we are in the 10th year of our organization. We are a nonprofit cultural organization, and we are an umbrella organization of most, if almost 90% of all cultural groups on island, as long as their affiliation to us, if they're a Chamorro cultural group. There are other cultural groups out there, but if they're a cultural group that participates and practices the way of life of the Chamorro people, then they're definitely a part of our membership. Our stronghold is in the performing arts. Our creative director is Master Frank Rabon. And so we've been 10 years doing a lot of community work with the public schools, the Department of Education, and the mayors. So we have a very strong partnership with the schools and the Mayor's Council. We are mostly funded by federal funds, but of course we have a generous support of the local government, the Guam legislature annual appropriation. But I would say 80% of our operating funds is raised by either fundraising or the federal funds from the Administration of Native Americans.
Now, you guys not only promote the culture here on island, but you guys also go off island. You do so many wonderful things.
Yes, we do. We have a very strong partnership with the Guam Visitors Bureau, and 2 years ago we launched a Guam Dance Academy in Tokyo.
Right.
And so every quarter, Frank Rabon and several of his apprentices will go to Tokyo, and the interest of just learning our Chamorro culture and dance is so overwhelming in Tokyo that it's really become a cultural tourism in a sense. And so the GVB partnership with the Pa'a Taotao Tano is just bringing culture to a whole new different level. I mean, our Chamorro culture is not to be practiced just in the home. It's come to the point where our people need to be proud of it, and we're not only practicing it more and seeing it more here on the island, in the schools, in the mayor's community centers, but now we're in Tokyo.
Now, how long have you been with the organization? How did you first become involved?
I was first a board member of Pa'a Taotao Tano, I think back in 2003. And then the executive director, Linda Taitono Regis, who I've worked a long time with in this cultural tourism arena, she was the executive director, and she asked me to step down and help with the marketing and programs, because at that point we started receiving more federal funds. And so we needed project directors. So I stepped down in 2003. And since then, I've been a project director for a federal grant, and which first put we first put a concentration in Dededo, and working with Mayor Savaras and the Dededo schools, public schools, Maria Ujoa and Ukadu and Astumbo Middle School, we were able to put cultural instructors in the schools and in the community center, because we made it a pitch that because Dededo was so large and the melting pot of cultures, that our Chamorro culture was being lost. And so that was our first grant that I administered. And then we are currently that was a 3-year grant. And then 3 years later, we received another federal grant, and that was to develop apprentices. So Master Frank Rabon has 6 apprentices right now under his guidance, and by the end of this year, we will have 6 strongly educated cultural practitioners at the level of maestra, which is teacher, cultural teacher, that will be sanctioned by Master Frank Rabon. And so we do everything we can in our organization to continue the perpetuation of our Chamorro culture.
Well, it's really good to see and hear how you guys have grown, but let's talk about the upcoming 5K.
The first annual Pa'a Taotao Tano Chamorro Month 5K will be held on March 31st, the last Saturday of this month, and in partnership, and I have to say this, in strong partnership with the Department of Chamorro Affairs. Joseph Cameron, with his leadership, has been so instrumental, and so it's a joint venture. Pa'a Taotao Tano has taken the lead, but we are both presenting this 5K, and it's the first annual Chamorro Month 5K. As a nonprofit organization, nonprofits, as you know, we are all about raising funds as well, because we can't live with just the government appropriation or federal funds or grants that we receive. It's part of our life. We need to raise money. And so this is one of our major fundraisers this year. And we hope that it will continue year after year, since it's our first.
And where will the route be?
Appropriate, it starts in our historic Agana, and it is Chamorro Month, and so the course begins at Chamorro Village, and it's a flat, beautiful course that takes you down to Adelup and back, and it's just a really nice, beautiful, flat course that families can enjoy. It's a very leisure course, and very appropriate that it starts in Agana and ends in Agana.
Where do people register and get more information?
Hornet Sporting Goods is so generous they've had our applications and our registration forms. So Hornet Sporting Goods in Tamuning has our registration forms, and so you can register there. It's $7 a person, but we encourage families. And so there is a group rate, a family of 4 for $20. And on race day, of course, we welcome everyone, but then that will be $10 per person on race day.
Final comments?
Well, I want to thank the Guam Running Club, because this course is a sanctioned this 5K is a sanctioned race from the Guam Running Club. They'll be administering the course and the results, and so I want to thank them. And we do have a lot of sponsors that are just being finalized, and maybe perhaps later on we can make mention of them in the next week or so. But right now they're just being finalized. But there is a lot of support in the community. And again, I just want to invite the people of Guam to come out and support our Chamorro culture. It is Mes Chamorro. And so there's nothing better than having a fit Chamorro community so that our culture can last for generations.
Well, thank you.